People may want to hurt you more if you talk about your pain, but this doesn't always happen. It is normal for some people to enjoy seeing you suffer or even help it happen or get worse. Unfortunately, a lot of people act this way out of jealousy and sadism, which can get in the way of your personal growth at work, with friends, and even in your own family. So, learning not to show your weak point can become your strong point in the long run. Imagine that you are a tree in the middle of a storm. The branches and leaves may move around, but the base stays strong and rooted in the ground. This is the picture of quiet strength that we are going to teach you. We'll talk about how you can become even stronger by showing that you don't let outside or inside problems affect you easily. Each task teaches you to be like the tree. You're not denying the storm when you act like it doesn't bother you. You're just choosing not to let the rain and wind get to you. You will learn how to be in charge of your own life, firm, strong, and calm in the midst of chaos. Epictetus was a great and well-known philosopher who you may have already heard of. In this video, we will talk about 18 of his Stoic principles. We also want to call you to self-knowledge, a place where strength doesn't come from thunder, but from the quiet of the light that guides you. So, don't think about the things that bother you every day for the next few minutes. Instead, focus on our topic. Let's go. Principle number 1. Talk twice as much as you listen. Have you ever thought about why our bodies only have one mouth but two ears? Epictetus said that this is not a mistake or a coincidence, but rather a clear purpose. They want us to fall in love with the words of others more than they want us to fall in love with our own. We don't get ahead in life by repeating ourselves over and over. Instead, we learn from others. From now on, pay more attention to what other people say and less to what you have been believing up until now. Principle number 2. Always think the worst will happen. Thinking that bad things will happen in the future is one of the main reasons of anxiety and its extremely bad effects. We're afraid that our kids will stop going to school, that we'll get fired, that our partner will tell us they've been cheating on us and ask for a divorce, or that something else bad will happen to us, like going bankrupt. What's wrong is that we worry about one of these problems one day and then another the next. There will be good and happy times in our lives, but there will also be some problems that we have to deal with. So we live in constant stress that is caused by new things every day. This is where Epictetus comes in. He tells them to think that all the bad things they are afraid of have already happened because his plan is so extreme and will work. What could be worse than that? In this way, your spirit will learn how to deal with things so that you can keep your head up. Principle number 3. Get ready to fail, because that's the only way to get better. Epictetus has a different take on this. He says that we do difficult things so that people don't think we are stupid. His theory says that being seen as a fool is one of the best things that can happen to you. This is how you can really get better at your job and in your personal life as well. Stoic philosophers tell us that getting through tough times doesn't happen by accident. It takes a long time of trying different things and failing. We can improve the things that keep us from being perfect by making mistakes. Principle number 4. Be aware of the risks that come with good luck. A lot of people can't get rid of the shame that comes with having the money we want. And it's not just the people who will appear out of nowhere to take advantage of our luck, like acting like they like us when they really don't. People can change because of money, and it's not always for the better. Now that we have this highly sought-after treasure, we have something we didn't know we had before. Since we no longer have any morals, our spirit may start to harm itself at that point. Principle number 5. Don't hold on to just one dream. Luckily, we are naturally inclined to value variety. and so on. We shouldn't put all our hopes in one dream because it could be terrible if we fail at it. So Epictetus tells us to follow many dreams, because that will make our chances of success much greater. Principle number 6. Always keep in mind that death is at the end of the road. This advice doesn't tell us to be negative, it just tells us to be aware that death is the end result of everything we do, and especially our efforts. Now that we know this, we might start to think about whether it is worth saving for 20 years to buy a house that we won't be able to take with us when we move. It would be very helpful to carry a small notebook with these Stoic ideas with us when we die, just like we carry the things we think are essential for daily life, like our phone, credit cards, and toothbrush. Because of them, we won't see losses as bad luck and life as time we have to spend on ourselves anymore. Instead, we will have a more realistic view of our lives and make better use of the time we have. Principle number 7. Being happy is what makes you truly wealthy. It was Stoicism that gave Epictetus his own idea of what makes someone happy. One of his famous quotes says, "A wise man is one who does not fret over the things he does not have, but rejoices in those he does have." It's not just a thought. This reflection is advice on how to stop being upset about the riches that aren't yet in our lives. We lose important minutes of happiness when we complain and mourn about what we don't have. During those minutes, we could be thankful for everything we have accomplished so far, which is a lot more than our eyes are trained to see. In this way, someone who is rich is mostly happy. Before we move on to number 8 on our list, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot and costs you nothing. Never miss out on any of our videos about Stoicism and the way you can master your life. Principle number 8. Make humility a part of your life. People must first learn what they think they already know if they want to really learn something. Epictetus tells us in this phrase to be humble, especially when we are learning. As we go through life, bragging about how smart we are keeps us farther away from the real knowledge that comes from knowing we don't know anything about what we want to learn. This way, we'll see everything through the eyes of a child who has a strong desire to learn and a capacity to be amazed. Principle number 9. Guilt is the same thing as plague. People with narrow minds blame others. Most people blame themselves, but wise people think that all guilt is silly. Today, therapists use this term from Epictetus to talk about guilt as a feeling that we need to get rid of. If you want to beat sorrow, you have to refuse to play with it. The problem with this is that it leads to an easy road. When we blame others or ourselves, we don't have to do anything to fix the mistake. So, giving into it is a strong desire that is hard to resist. People who are really determined to get better are the only ones who can avoid guilt and still take responsibility for their actions. Principle number 10. Form partnerships with people who are already winning. It is interesting that when someone sneezes next to us, we move away right away out of fear that they will infect us. We are not as careful to avoid one of the most dangerous diseases we come into contact with every day, though. Epictetus told us to be around people who inspire us to do our best, because how other people act has a big effect on how we feel. Some people make us feel tired and drained, while others make us happy and energized. As a result, one of the best things we can do is form relationships with people who bring us good vibes and let go of people who can make us regret being born. Principle number 11. Always remember that the way you respond shapes your future. We shouldn't be careless with our responses because they show us whether we succeeded or failed. This was something Epictetus said without any doubt. There is nothing we can do about what happens, but he showed us how to deal with it. Everyone can have bad luck sometimes, but what we do when it does will make all the difference from then on. Some people go through sadness and feel like they are being victimized after getting divorced. Epictetus, on the other hand, sees it as a great chance to begin the journey of self-knowledge. Don't forget that what you do with your life is what makes it yours. Principle number 12. Always do what you're supposed to do. We all play a part in society and the world. Plus, the sun rises every day no matter what, so it doesn't need credit or magic to do it. So just like every part of nature does its job, we need to do what we need to do. We are failing ourselves and the place where we work if we wait for thanks or praise before we do our job. We have a moral obligation to do our job when we know what it is and that other people count on it. We don't need anyone to remind us. Principle number 13. Don't hate people who hate you. Just ignore them. The person who attacks, hates, and treats you badly is much smaller and less important than you. Spending time hating that person is a waste of your time because they don't deserve to be in your thoughts. People tell us not to be afraid of people who hurt us because that noise is an unfortunate attempt to hurt us. So don't pay attention to it and get used to it. Principle number 14. Choose things that are easy. Why live a simple life when we can surround ourselves with all sorts of nice things these days? The answer is much easier and more reasonable than you think, because wealth doesn't last on its own. It takes dedication and a lot of daily energy to keep up this system of extravagance and wealth. Choosing a simple life, on the other hand, frees us from the stress of having to meet the due dates of our loans, credit cards, and bills. Principle number 15. Giving up control of your life when you let other people's words and attitudes bother you. If someone can make you mad, they are your master. That person can only make you mad, though, if you let them bother you. Epictetus helps us understand that we each have many keys inside us. Some of them lead to happiness, while others straight to emotional ruin. And it is this last key that we give to people who annoy us. Putting up a wall that keeps us from being affected by other people's views is the only way to solve this problem, because everyone is responsible for what they say and what they choose to listen to. Principle number 16. Friendship is more important than money. Genuine friends are real wealth because they will be there for us if our money runs out one day. Because of this, if you work hard to make real friends, you will be making a very smart long-term investment. Principle number 17. Always get something good out of something. It is up to you to use what happens to your benefit or not. These are Epictetus's words. In this case, it's not about whether we can find the good in bad situations. It's about whether we have to. Because you are smart, you will be able to see the good things that can come from the situation that has happened to you. Let's say you get to work one day and find out you're being fired. There is an alternative to giving up and believing that everything is against you. Starting the business you've always wanted to start, while working with people you don't like. So, always try to see the good in things, because this will get you further in life than just moping around. Principle number 18. Don't stress about things you can't change. You own what you think, but not what people think of you. It's clear that you want to look, but you can't change how many goods you find or how successful you are. The only thing we're really doing when we worry and get angry about things we can't change is waste time. Epistle to the Corinthians says that we should work on the ideals that we can change. Not only that, but we should also let go of things we can't change and let fate handle them. Stoic principles are lessons that can help us get through hard times with interest and strength. They are also very useful in everyday life. Since they don't believe in fantasies, they only teach and expect people to use what they've learned.